The story begins in a quiet yet mysterious city, a place where time seems to move slowly, filled with rain, mist, and silence. In this city lives a lonely woman named Elisa Esposito. She is mute and communicates only through sign language. The scars on her neck reveal her painful childhood. Someone had operated on her long ago, removing her vocal cords, leaving her unable to speak for the rest of her life. Those scars are not only physical but emotional too, reminders of cruelty and isolation. Elisa has no family, no parents, no siblings, only emptiness. She lives alone in a modest apartment above an old cinema. Her closest companion is Giles, her neighbor and dearest friend. Giles is an artist, a painter whose career has faded with age and changing times. He too is lonely, struggling with rejection and the feeling that the world has no place for him anymore. But Giles and Elisa share a deep bond. He treats her as family, and she treats him with the same affection. Together, they form a fragile world of warmth and companionship in a cold, indifferent society. Every morning, Elisa follows a strict routine. She wakes up, boils her eggs, times everything perfectly, and prepares herself for another day at work. Elisa works as a cleaner at a secret government laboratory. Her closest friend there is Zelda, a talkative woman with a big heart. Zelda covers for Elisa's silence and defends her whenever people mistreat her. The two are inseparable, more like sisters than co-workers. But despite Zelda's loyalty, Elisa faces constant neglect and cruelty from others. People don't take her seriously because she cannot speak. Some mock her, others ignore her, and she spends much of her day in silence. Yet Elisa's inner world is alive, filled with music, imagination, and dreams she never shares with anyone. One day, while cleaning, Elisa and Zelda are warned by an officer. He tells them to be careful because a highly classified object is being transported into the lab. Something unique, precious, and never before seen in this facility. Soon after, a team arrives, moving a large water tank covered in secrecy. The tank holds something alive. As Elisa gets closer, the creature inside shifts, moving against the glass and making strange sounds. The men quickly move the tank to a secure chamber. Elisa and Zelda, bewildered, are left behind, sensing something extraordinary but having no answers. The next day, as Elisa and Zelda clean, strange noises echo from the chamber. Suddenly, the project's leader, Colonel Richard Strickland, bursts out of the room, wounded and in pain. His hand is bleeding heavily, 2 fingers torn off. Soldiers rush to his aid, pulling him away. Elisa and Zelda are ordered to clean the bloody mess left behind. Inside, Elisa finds the colonel's severed fingers. She carefully places them in a packet. But then her eyes fall on the water tank. Through the glass, she sees a strange amphibious creature, unlike anything on Earth. It has a humanoid body, arms, legs, eyes that glimmer, and scales shimmering like jewels. Its presence is terrifying yet fascinating. Elisa steps closer, placing her hand on the glass. To her shock, the creature mirrors her movement, placing its webbed hand where hers rests. A silent connection forms in that moment. Elisa's friend enters with another man, and the creature instantly retreats into the depths of the tank. From that instant, Elisa knows the truth. The lab holds something more than just an experiment. Days pass. Elisa's curiosity only grows stronger. During her lunch break, she sneaks back into the chamber. The tank has been replaced with a small pool. She sits quietly on the edge, tapping an egg with her spoon. The sound attracts the creature. It rises from the water, staring at her with alert, curious eyes. Elisa peels the egg and tries to hand it to the creature, but it hesitates. Afraid, it retreats. Elisa gently sets the egg down on the pool's edge. Slowly, the creature takes it and vanishes beneath the water. Elisa smiles. A bond has begun. The next day, Elisa returns, carrying more eggs. But this time, she brings along a small record player. She places the egg on the pool's edge, plays music, and enjoys her meal while the tunes fill the air. The creature emerges again, this time calmer, curious about both the food and the music. It eats the egg, then lingers, listening to the melody. Elisa begins teaching it simple sign gestures. To her amazement, the creature mimics her movements. Slowly, they begin communicating. Elisa, who has always felt invisible and unloved, now finds joy in this unexpected friendship. The creature does not see her silence as weakness. It accepts her fully. For the first time in her life, Elisa feels truly seen. Every day, she returns at lunchtime. She and the creature share food, gestures, and music. Their connection deepens. But danger lurks. Scientists and officers watch closely. Two of them, Dr. Hofstetler and his colleagues, secretly observe Elisa interacting with the creature. They realize she has built a unique bond with it. What others see as a beast, Elisa sees as a soul. Yet the doctors say nothing. They are spies, secretly working for the Soviet Union in the midst of the Cold War. Their mission is to gather intelligence on the creature, believed to hold secrets valuable to both nations. One day, Elisa enters the chamber to find the creature chained and bleeding. Horrified, she hides when Strickland enters. He carries an electric cattle prod. With cold cruelty, he shocks the creature repeatedly, venting his hatred. To him, the creature is nothing but filth dragged from the Amazon, a monster to be broken and studied. When General Hoyt arrives, Strickland proudly explains how he captured it, calling it a primitive god worshipped by Amazonian tribes with offerings of fruit and flowers. The general is unimpressed. He wants results, not myths. Kill it if you must, he orders. Dissect it. Understand how it breathes, how it lives. Learn from its body. The doctors protest, arguing that the creature is unique, capable of breathing both air and water. Killing it would destroy invaluable knowledge. But the general silences them. He holds authority, and he demands answers, even if it means butchering the creature. Elisa's heart shatters. That night, she pours out her pain to Giles. Signing desperately, she explains, "It is like me. It cannot speak. It is alone. But when it sees me, it smiles. It accepts me as I am. I cannot let them kill it." Giles, though compassionate, warns her that they are powerless against the government. "They are strong, Elisa. We are ordinary. We can't fight them." But Elisa refuses to give up. For the first time in years, she has found someone who fills the emptiness of her life. She cannot watch her only friend be destroyed. Seeing her determination, Giles softens. He promises to help her, no matter the risk. "Because we are family," he says. Elisa's eyes fill with tears of gratitude. Together, they plan the impossible rescue. The next day, Elisa acts boldly. She sabotages security cameras, turning them away. She prepares towels, carts, and supplies. Entering the chamber, she finds the creature chained. But before panic sets in, Dr. Hofstetler appears. Though a spy, he is also human. He cannot watch cruelty prevail. Quietly, he hands Elisa the keys. She frees the creature, who looks at her with deep understanding. Hiding the creature in a cart, Elisa wheels it through tunnels. Zelda discovers her, but after hearing Elisa's desperate plea, "If we leave him, he dies," she agrees to help. They push forward. Outside, Giles struggles at the gate, blocked by guards. Once again, Hofstetler intervenes, incapacitating a soldier to let them pass. Strickland grows suspicious, rushing to the gate, but it's too late. Elisa and Giles are gone with the creature. Elisa brings it home, placing it in her bathtub filled with water. For the first time, she smiles with peace. She promises the creature freedom on the 10th, the day of heavy rain, when she will release it into the sea. But danger is in. Elisa's secret is now hidden in her small apartment. The amphibian creature rests inside her bathtub, its body shimmering faintly under the dim light. She feeds it eggs, whispers in sign language, and plays soft music. For the first time in years, she feels alive. She knows the risk is immense, but her heart tells her she has done the right thing. She plans carefully. On the 10th of the month, heavy rain will flood the canals, connecting them to the sea. That will be the moment to release her friend into freedom. Until then, she must keep him safe. The next day, Elisa goes back to work to avoid suspicion. At home, Giles takes responsibility for watching the creature. At first, everything is calm, but while Giles rests in his chair, he falls asleep. The creature, curious and restless, climbs out of the tub. Wandering through the apartment, it discovers Giles's cat. Instinct takes over. It attacks and kills the animal. Giles wakes in horror, trying to stop it. The creature, panicked and confused, scratches his arm and flees into the shadows. When Elisa returns home, she finds Giles shaken. Blood drips from his arm, and one of his beloved cats is dead. At first, anger flashes across Elisa's face. But Giles explains softly that the creature was only frightened, not malicious. He didn't know better, Giles says. He was scared. Elisa understands. She searches the streets and brings the creature back home. Something extraordinary happens next. Seeing Giles's injury, the creature touches his wound with glowing hands. Within moments, the deep cut closes, leaving fresh skin. Even more shocking, Giles's balding head begins to regrow hair. His astonishment turns into gratitude. For the first time, He sees the creature not as a danger, but as a miracle. Days pass, and Elisa's bond with the creature grows stronger. What began as friendship blossoms into love. She bathes with it, shares music, and communicates in gestures that go beyond language. For the first time in her life, Elisa feels complete. She has found someone who understands her silence, someone who accepts her entirely. But in the lab, chaos brews. General Hoyt pressures Colonel Strickland to find the missing creature. Strickland's career, and even his life, depends on recovering it. He grows violent, interrogating everyone. He suspects Dr. Hofstetler and follows him home. Outside Hofstetler's house, Soviet agents corner the doctor, ready to execute him. But Strickland arrives, killing the agents. He realizes Hofstetler is a spy, but also desperate for information. Torturing him brutally, Strickland demands to know where the creature is. With his dying breath, Hofstetler only mutters, "A cleaner," he means Elisa, but Strickland interprets it differently, suspecting Zelda instead. Strickland storms into Zelda's home, demanding answers. Zelda stands her ground, refusing to betray her friend. But her cowardly husband speaks up, revealing everything. Furious, Strickland races to Elisa's apartment. Zelda quickly calls Elisa, warning her, "He's coming. Run!" That very night, the skies open with rain. The canals swell with rushing water, the moment Elisa had waited for. She takes the creature and prepares to leave. Giles helps her, holding back tears. Though he is losing a friend, he knows this is destiny. Strickland arrives at Elisa's apartment, finding it empty. On her calendar, he discovers a note. "Today I set him free." Enraged, he drives through the storm, searching desperately. Meanwhile, Elisa and Giles reach the docks. Rain pours heavily as Elisa leads the creature to the edge of the water. Her heart aches. She signs slowly, tears in her eyes. "You were the best part of my life. But you belong to the water." The creature looks at her, equally sorrowful, knowing they may never see each other again. Before their goodbye is complete, Strickland arrives. With his gun drawn, he fires. Bullets tear through Elisa and the creature. Both collapse on the wet pavement. Strickland sneers, satisfied, but his victory is short-lived. The creature rises again, wounds glowing with mysterious energy. Despite the bullets, it lives. In a sudden burst of strength, it lunges at Strickland. For the first time, fear flashes across the colonel's face. The creature slashes him with deadly precision, leaving him bleeding on the ground. Strickland gasps, stunned. "You're a god," he whispers, before his body falls still. The creature turns back to Elisa. She lies motionless, blood soaking her clothes. Gently, it lifts her in its arms and carries her into the depths of the sea. Beneath the water, the creature caresses her face. Its glowing hands touch the scars on her neck. Miraculously, the scars open into gills. Elisa's chest rises. She begins to breathe underwater. Life returns to her eyes. The woman who had lived in silence, who had been broken by cruelty, now finds a second birth. The creature, once her secret friend, has become her savior. They embrace in the water, their love uniting them forever. On the surface, Giles narrates softly. Though the world saw Elisa as incomplete, he believes she was always whole. Her story was never about loss, but about finding someone who understood her. Someone who completed her silence with love. The final image is of Elisa and the creature entwined in the ocean's depths, free at last, beyond the cruelty of mankind. They are no longer alone. They are together, forever, in the place where silence turns into eternity. And so the story ends.